Welcome back inside the Aztec Athletic Center, our 2012 Signing Day special continuing live on GoAztecs.com. I'm Craig Elston. Each hour at the top of the hour, we've been bringing you special interviews from the Aztecs coaching staff. And don't forget all of the bios, all the names of the players who have signed their 2012 National Letters of Intent. They're available right here on our recruiting portion of our GoAztecs.com website. Happy to be joined right now by the quarterback's coach, Brian Sipe, a very familiar face to all Aztecs fans. And Coach, first things first, as we look ahead to the great future of San Diego State, let's first look back at the amazing career of Ryan Lindley, who leaves breaking almost every record in the San Diego State record book, heads to the Senior Bowl, and ostensibly to the National Football League to follow. What an incredible young man in terms of someone to be the head of this program, the face of this program for the last 4 years.
Yeah, and you know, there's always been a face to the program, but I don't think anybody's done it as gracefully as Ryan has for the last 4 years, and particularly the last couple of years. He's really been our leader. He's really been the guy that rallied the team. He set the tempo in practice. He set the tempo in meetings. He was our face in the public. Always said yes to opportunities to be out in public, represent us, help kids, help organizations. We're going to miss him. He was one of a kind guy, and as everybody knows, he was a great football player. And I'll tell you what was a real privilege to coach him. One of the reasons it was a privilege to coach him is that this guy loved to work. You know, I mean, you didn't have to beg him to get to a meeting. He was waiting at your door. You know, and this is just his deal. He would come in early, watch film. He was always so prepared for everything that we did, not just practice, but all of our meetings and whatnot. So. We're going to miss him around here.
And for the coaching staff, obviously, he was a security blanket for you guys and a constant for 4 years. But now it's kind of exciting, too, as well, right? That now you've got an open position, open competition, and obviously a couple of returners, but some real exciting young players coming in as signal callers in this 2012 class.
We do. We have two signees out of high school. One is with us already. Matt Morin completed his high school courses, got checked in here with us this spring so that he could be around for spring training, and this was a big move on his part. It's really impossible for a coach to trust a quarterback to play as a true freshman if he hasn't been around for that spring. I think Matt wants an opportunity to be considered for the starting job this fall, and the only way it was going to happen was for him to do his homework and get out of high school early, and he did that. So, but there's so much for us to still learn about Matt. He's terrific. His high school coaches love him. People who competed against him know what kind of a quality player he is. But there's so much more to the college game that has to be absorbed in order to be effective. So this spring will be a really important time for him.
And it's great, and it shows the assertiveness on his part and the initiative on his part to get that done and to get in to try and compete as a freshman. Now, for those of us who haven't seen Matt Morin on tape, what type of skill set does he bring to the position? Are we talking about a pocket passer, athletic guy who gets out of the pocket? What are we looking at?
Well, he's a very good athlete, and we measured him here at 6'2", 220 pounds already as a freshman quarterback. But what stands out, what most people notice about him, is he has a powerful arm. He has a quick delivery and a powerful arm. We have a clip of him, a legitimate ball that was thrown over 70 yards in a game for a touchdown pass that traveled over 70 yards in the air. That's really rare to see. You know what? That's rare to see at any level. You don't see a pass thrown that far on Sundays usually. Not that there aren't some guys around who can do it, but in a game to do it and to do it accurately like he did. So he has this powerful arm and a quick release, but mechanics aren't everything. It really isn't. And so these are the things that we're going to work with all of our quarterbacks and find out who makes good decisions, and who gets the ball where it needs to go and throws a catchable ball. But all those things that you can measure about Matt are terrific. He's a great young kid, and like you said, he's driven. He wants to learn this stuff. So he's a gym rat kind of guy. He really wants to dive into it.
Well, he's also got some tough competition because coming in right alongside him in this class to compete from Oregon State transferring is Ryan Katz, also good size at 6'1", 215, but also the experience of having performed at Oregon State, played in the Pac-12, played at a major college level. Here's a guy who obviously feels he's still got a lot to prove coming to campus, and he wants to prove it before Mr. Morin gets his opportunity.
Yeah, that's an interesting comparison right there, because These are guys that are similar in a lot of ways. They're both athletic. They're both strong. They're both very mobile. I didn't mention that about Matt Morin, but he's very mobile. And so is Ryan Katz. But they're really at opposite ends of the spectrum now. Matt's coming in. He's big-eyed. This is the first time he's seen football played with this level of sophistication. Ryan's been around the block. He's been 4 years at Oregon State. He started there his sophomore year, broke his hand in the last game, missed all of spring ball last year, and then was replaced early in the fall and didn't play this last year. So now he has a year left of eligibility, and he's graduated. He's in 4 years, so that tells us something about what kind of kid he is. He's stayed up with his class, he's graduated, and has an opportunity now with his 4th year of eligibility, which is still left because he had a redshirt year, to come and make an impact someplace else. We went hard after Ryan Katz. We think he can play football. And it's a win-win situation for us. If one of our young quarterbacks beats him out, then we've got a pretty good young quarterback. You know what I mean? But if for some reason they hiccup and they're not quite ready, then we've got a quality guy that has started 12 games in the Pac-12, and it's a great place to be as a coaching staff.
Not to be overlooked, a third quarterback in the 2012 class out of Huntington Beach, California, and Edison High School is Chase Favreau. Now, obviously, Chase, with so much competition, there's a possibility of maybe a gray shirt or a red shirt situation, but what could Chase bring to the program?
Well, Chase is a super athletic guy and a great quarterback. Like Matt Morin, he's a lefty. But I'll tell you what, I believe this kid has the potential to be a really good college quarterback. Now, here's kind of what happened. We were on Matt Morin early. We had a number of quarterbacks that we had identified and offered, and then we made a point to get them to camp and go see their spring practices and see them in person. We typically don't offer quarterbacks unless we've had a chance to watch them in person. Chase broke his hand in an off-season accident, required surgery, and missed all of those spring workouts when normally coaches would have a chance to look at him. So he kind of flew underneath the radar. He was the league's most valuable player as a junior, and this is going into his senior season. I started recruiting him. Coach McGarry was on him hard. That Edison's up in his area. We were on him hard, but we got this commitment from Matt Morin, and when we did, we were delighted because we felt like Matt's guy, but we were still excited about Chase. So I continued to talk with Chase. He had a terrific senior year. He was the most valuable player in the league again his senior year. He's 6 foot, 200 pounds, but very athletic guy. And so he's going to gray shirt, which means he won't start his college education until next spring, and then he'll come in and compete for the quarterback job exactly a year from now. So we're going to put him on the shelf for a little bit, but excited to know that this kid's coming because he's a great athlete. He's going to help us somehow.
You know what? Everyone's got to take their turn.
That's right.
In the college game, and that's exactly what Chase Favreau is going to do. Now, these young men coming in to compete with the players who are already here on the depth chart. And before I let you go, Coach Sipe, and I got a question about this on Twitter over the course of the last hour as well, if you could just go through the depth chart of the returners as well and see how they fit in.
Sure. First of all, let me mention Jake Bernards. Jake was somebody that we took in 2009. He's a solid athlete, a great leader. I think the players on the team would tell you that about them. They love being in the huddle with Jake. He's our guy that you've seen the last couple of years on the sideline signaling the plays into the quarterback. He's very smart that way. He knows our offense probably better than any of our other quarterbacks now that Ryan's gone. And Jake will always have an impact on the team. Our backup, though, and there was a competition last fall, and the fellow who beat him out to be the backup, Adam Dingwell, is kind of the guy that's going to be starting out in front of everybody else when we go into spring ball. He's going to be our #1 guy. And he proved himself last fall in camp to earn the right to do that. Now, he's a big, strong kid out of Texas, and he's a fierce competitor. Tough, strong, got a good, strong arm, and there's a lot of upside potential there. He just needs a lot of reps, and he hasn't been able to get those. A year ago in the fall, he was just running the look team or the for the defense, so he basically wasn't involved in our offense. Last spring, he had a great last spring, and that's how he ended up winning the job in the fall to be our backup quarterback. So he's going he's the guy that everybody's going to be watching in training camp. He and Katz will be going at it. But then we've got this third fella that got a lot of attention a year ago. Chad Jeffries was rated the number 10 pro-style quarterback in the nation, and we beat out some great schools, including 3 Pac-10 schools and Boise and a few others to get Chad to come in here. Now, he did the same thing. He had to run those look squads for the defense all fall, and he's just chomping at the bit now to show what he learned in this spring to compete too. So between those 3, it's going to be a real horse race, and then of course Matt Morin is the one that wants to surprise us all. But between the guys that are returning, you've got Jake Bernards, Adam Dingwell, Chad Jeffries. They're all quality quarterbacks. So we're in a great spot with the addition of Morin and Katz. I mean, it's an awful lot of a good thing. The hard part, the game that us coaches are going to have to play is how do we manage their reps in spring ball so that we really see who can separate from the pack.
Line them up 5 deep and let them compete.
Let them go.